Hi, I'm Jason, and we're back at it with another video game review. And before I review the game, I would just like to say, this couch is really comfy. I suggest you go, if you want to sleep, just sleep on this anytime. But anywho, jokes aside, today's video game we are going to be reviewing is, well, remember how last time I reviewed Killer Instinct? Well, little did you guys know, or at least little did you non-gamers know, that there was actually a sequel to the game. And it's called, what else? Killer Instinct number 2, baby. Now, I know, you all know that from the last review I made, I left out a lot of things, like the name of every single character from the first game, who made the game, who published the game, all of that stuff. And so I might explain that here, but mostly it's going to be Killer Instinct 2. But first, let's start off with the overall introduction of the game, the history lesson. Killer Instinct 2 was introduced in 1996, developed by Rare, and probably, like the last game, published by Midway. And like the last game, it takes some good old mechanics from both Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, and puts them together, and you basically get Killer Instinct. And Killer Instinct 2 is what else? Exactly that, except with a few new twists here and there. So, with the history lesson out of the way, let's get straight into the gameplay, shall we? First, before we get to the gameplay, allow me to explain some other things I forgot to mention, like the evil organization from the first game, Ultratech. Ultratech is back and is bigger than ever, and even though from the last game they lost two of their best comrades, Riptor and Cinder, they're still going at it. They're like, yeah, nah, we're not doing anything wrong. They're like, let's make another Fulgor. That's exactly what they did. They made another Fulgor unit, and he's back at it in this tournament. Unlike the last game, the final boss is not idle. The final boss is actually Gargoyle rival Gargus. Now, despite some characters being cut for unknown reason, a lot of characters from the first game stayed. Like, for example, Glacius, Orchid, Saberwolf, all those characters, they stayed. It's like every other character stayed, and there were new characters added in, like I think it's either 3, 4, 2, I don't know. Yeah, and I saved the important information I forgot about to mention about the first Killer Instinct. I saved that for last. Here is a full character lineup, as you all pretty much wanted.
DJ Combo, Saberwolf, Spinal, Orchid, Glacius, Jago, Fulgor.
Some characters are even do follow-up combos, like multi-chain combos, which is I don't think which some characters had multi-hit combos, but now multi-hit combos. So it's they make your opponents go slow as you as the combo keeps going on, they just keep going slower and slower, into the air. It's so some combos you even do the same move as the last one, as the previous game, but this one has more of an in-depth combo system than the last. Personally, I prefer the first one, but Killer Instinct 2 does not disappoint, as you can clearly tell. Oh, and you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, what about the Ultra combos? Talk about combos more. Well, then I'll do exactly that. You see, the combos are obviously back. They're bigger than ever. Unfortunately, no, there's no double combos, by the way. It's a sad shame. Anywho, They got triple combo back, brutal combo back, hyper combo back, all those other combos back, super combo back, killer combo back. They got They even got King combo back. I'm pretty sure, at least. Anywho, like, you know those ultra combos? They're back! And this time, they're even more fierce and more combo inducing than last time. And in case you're wondering how they go, well, let's just say they go a little something like this. Or this. Or a little hot, spicy touch of this. And with a hot grand finale of this. So yeah, if you couldn't tell already, the combos are back in, like, they're bigger than ever, and they are more, like, rage-inducing than ever, as you can clearly tell. So the formula of, like, the game, how the game plays, the story plays similar to the last one, where, like, you defeat, as usual, you defeat a playable character you can play as, until you make it to the final boss. Pretty much like the last one, right? Except there's a difficulty option. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a difficulty option for how hard the game can get. Anywho, once you defeat all of the characters you could play as, and as I mentioned before, the final boss this time is not Idol, since he was cut story-wise, because in the last one, apparently Orchid is the one who kills Idol. Last boss of this game, however, is, as I previously mentioned before, Gargus. You thought the Idol was hard? Then oh boy, you are going to rage, literally like rage your entire pants out when you actually fight Gargus, because oh boy. This boss is so rage-inducing. Gargus is very, and I mean very, versatile. He doesn't rush at you like Idol does, but if he does uppercut you, it is sure to leave a mark. And something I forgot to mention with that Idol also had was a healing factor. Like Idol, you can only, and I mean, there's only one way you can defeat him. Only one way. Unlike Killer Instinct 1 Arcade, where when you're facing against Idol, all you had to do, if you drain his life, you can either uppercut him or hit him. But even if you hit Gargus, even if his life is completely depleted, if you just hit him, he won't go down. You need to uppercut him. That's the only way to defeat him. So pretty much, and if you do uppercut him, he's still similar to Idol, except with Idol, he literally falls into lava, then he sets on fire. But Gargus, he literally bursts out in flames as he drops down into the sandy bottom. The rest of the cutscene plays out. He then lands on the ground and explodes, and then you feel 100% satisfied. This is where the interesting part comes in, because unlike the first game, there are actually multiple endings. And by multiple endings, I'm not talking about the whole Idol thing. I'm talking about character-wise. Character-wise, you could get a different ending for, like, if you kill a certain person or not. For example, if you're playing as Fulgo, for example, if you don't kill Jago or Orchid, Fulgo literally gets destroyed. Little spoiler alert there. But for the multiple endings, it works really good. It meets requirements in a way. It's like you are required to do this specific action if you want to, like, unlock this specific ending. And no, in case you're wondering, no, you cannot ultra combo them in order to kill them. You need to do a no mercy on them. Now, unless you're not familiar with the last time I reviewed reviewed any game in general, you might be thinking to yourself, what are my overall thoughts of the game? Is it good or is it bad? And to be completely honest with you, I have to say it's once again it's good. And like the last game, it's beyond good. I mean, sure, it's, at least in my opinion, it's not as good as the first one, but it certainly looks visually it looks a lot better. The character animations are more fluid. The combo systems is awesome as always. The characters, there are multiple endings. The final boss is hard and challenging, just like the last game. It may not, at least in my opinion, it may not be as good as the first one, but it certainly is rewarding, and that's not a bad, and just because it's not as good as the first one, at least in my opinion, doesn't mean it's a bad thing. This game is still rewarding either way. Unlike Killer Instinct 1 for the arcade, I could not find a place where I can just go and play Killer Instinct 2. I mean, the arcade cabinet is so rare that our old arcade stores, I don't think even old arcade stores mostly sell it. It's so rare. No pun intended. Anywho, now there's something I've been meaning to ask you guys. Now, if you were a hardcore Killer Instinct fan, and you realize that in 2013 they announced that Killer Instinct 1, and over the years it's been going on and on with many updates and many new characters. It's kind of like a reset of the first game. So this is where my question comes in. If you guys leave in the comments below, if you want to see a review of Killer Instinct for the Xbox One, let me know. Say #KIXbox1. And then if it gets enough of those comments, there will be a review of Killer Instinct for the Xbox One. I am Jason, and this has been another video game review.
Continue. Ultimate Combo. Ultra Combo!